What would you do if you could live forever? Before you decide, let me tell you the story of a man who sought the answer to this age-old question. Gilgamesh, the king of Uruk, conqueror of beasts, and the first ever hero whose name has endured through time, embarked on a journey that forever changed the way humanity perceives life and mortality. Think you know epic stories? Think again. This is a tale older than Homer's Odyssey or the tales of Hercules. Welcome to the epic of Gilgamesh. Let's start with Uruk, a city so magnificent it was said to have walls that touched the heavens. Over 4,000 years ago, it flourished under the rule of a man who was 2/3 god and 1/3 human. You've likely never seen a king as powerful or as reckless as Gilgamesh. Blessed with strength and intelligence unmatched, he earned the admiration of his city, but not its love. Why? Because Gilgamesh, for all his divine gifts, ruled as a tyrant. He exhausted his people with labor and abused his godlike power, leaving them in despair. Emerging from the golden gates of Uruk, one might see Gilgamesh towering majestically, yet his strong jawline and intense gaze did little to hide his arrogance. For all his might, he lacked humility, and that is where this story begins. Faced with his tyranny, the people of Uruk prayed to the gods. "Send us a savior, a champion to counter Gilgamesh's uncontested power," they cried. Moved by these pleas, the goddess of creation, Aruru, sculpted a wild man from clay to balance Gilgamesh's destructive nature. His name? Enkidu. Imagine Enkidu, a man untamed, hair covering his body, drinking water alongside deer and roaming freely with the animals. Like nature itself, he was raw, and like the gods, he was magnificent. But how could a beast of the wild bring Gilgamesh to heel? Through a twist of fate, and perhaps divine intention, Enkidu was tamed and introduced to civilization. Soon after, he came face to face with Gilgamesh in a confrontation that shook the walls of Uruk. Their battle was nothing short of legendary. Both men displayed brute strength and sheer determination. Yet, instead of one besting the other, they reached an unexpected conclusion: respect and, ultimately, friendship. This bond between Gilgamesh and Enkidu would become one of the most profound relationships in literature. Together, Gilgamesh and Enkidu sought greater meaning beyond merely existing as men of extraordinary power. They decided to leave their mark upon the world. Their first quest? To confront Humbaba, the monstrous guardian of the cedar forest, a protector so fearsome that even the gods feared it. The depictions of Humbaba are enough to send chills down anyone's spine. A towering beast with a face resembling a coiled serpent and an aura filled with deadly curses. Yet armed with bravery and the blessings of the sun god Shamash, the two heroes ventured into the forest. Imagine the air thickening as the forest darkens. Leaves whisper warnings as footsteps encroach deeper into Humbaba's domain. And then, out it roared. Gilgamesh and Enkidu fought valiantly, striking blows that echoed through endless rows of cedar trees. Victory came, but not without cost. Killing Humbaba upset the delicate balance of the world. Even worse, their next endeavor unleashed divine wrath. The goddess Ishtar made advances towards Gilgamesh, but he rejected her. Angered and humiliated, Ishtar sent the bull of heaven to wreak havoc on Uruk. Without hesitation, Gilgamesh and Enkidu joined forces once more, slaying the great bull. But divine beings do not tolerate defiance. The gods convened and decreed punishment. Enkidu's life was to be claimed. Imagine the despair when Enkidu fell ill. The mighty warrior, who once roared louder than thunder, was now a shadow of what he once was. His death was not just personal, it was a revelation. For the first time, Gilgamesh faced the unyielding finality of mortality. He was no longer invincible. Gripped by grief and fear, he set out on a journey that would become his most defining act. What would you do if death loomed over you? Gilgamesh, a man so accustomed to triumph, could not accept it. He embarked on a perilous journey to locate Utnapishtim, the one man who had attained immortality. To meet him, Gilgamesh ventured into uncharted territories, testing the limits of human endurance. He crossed scalding deserts, scaled mountains whose peaks touched the heavens, and navigated the deadly waters of death, a river so cursed that to touch it meant instant demise. The mesmerizing yet ominous landscapes he traversed mirrored his internal turmoil, glowing herbs, dreamlike terrains, and eternal darkness. Standing before Utnapishtim, Gilgamesh learned an unsettling truth. Immortality was not a reward but a burden. The secret of everlasting life wasn't in evading death, Utnapishtim explained, but in embracing the transient nature of life. Utnapishtim shared the tale of the Great Flood, a divine purge that he survived, forever living as a lonely witness to humanity's mortality. Gilgamesh briefly found hope when Utnapishtim revealed the existence of a glowing herb capable of restoring youth. Imagine the light of that herb, captivating and otherworldly. Yet, life's impermanence would play its hand once again. As Gilgamesh bathed, a serpent consumed the herb, gaining renewed vitality and leaving the hero with nothing but crushed dreams. But it was in this moment of loss that Gilgamesh noticed something he had overlooked: wisdom. When Gilgamesh returned to Uruk, he wasn't just a king, he was a changed man. The immortal walls of Uruk, the city he once viewed as a mere extension of his power, now represented the true meaning of his life: legacy. Immortality, he realized, is not granted by gods or herbs, but by the stories and impact that outlive us. Today, the Epic of Gilgamesh endures not because of his battles or victories, but because it forced us to confront a question we all someday must face. What does it mean to live a meaningful life? If you were touched by Gilgamesh's tale as much as we were, like this video, share your perspective in the comments, and be sure to subscribe for more timeless stories and ancient myths, because in these tales, humanity continues to find itself. The journey of Gilgamesh reminds us of an eternal truth. Life's beauty is in its fleeting moments and the impact we leave behind. And as the walls of Uruk stand tall, so too will the story of Gilgamesh for eternity.